clearly I don't know whether to put on a dressing gown or not. I think I'll leave it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book tag. Yeah, I am a little bit late to the party, but it's better late than never. Unless I did it at like the end of the year, then that wouldn't be a mid-year tag. Can you believe it's already halfway through the year? That means it's coming up to a year of my like bookster stuff in how many months? 5 months, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm sorry for the lack of videos. I have had the biggest reading slump ever. I have not read a book for like 2 weeks, I'd say. Just every book I was picking up, I was like, I hate this. This is rubbish. I can't read this. And just nothing was dragging me in. But right now, I read, how many pages? Like 100 and something pages of a book today. And so far I'm enjoying it. It's a small author, independent I'm pretty sure. And it's called I Fall in Love Once a Year. It's a sapphic romance by Emily Gottwald. There's the cover. And so far it's cute. I haven't really obviously come up with a full review yet, but right now I'm enjoying it. Like, it's keeping me intrigued and it's keeping me reading it. So thank you for helping me out my reading slump. Anyway, so let's get on to the book tag questions. I wrote them down on my very lovely notebook here. Also, my nails. How cute! Anywho, and my pyjamas. They're super cute. Primark, UK girlies. Go! Anyway, so the first question is the best book that I've read so far this year. And I was, you know, deciding between two. But maybe controversial, but this one is on my mind every single day. I think about this book at least every single day, like without a doubt. Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. So I rated this one 5 stars, and you know, when I was first getting into it, I was like, oh, it's not going to be 5 stars because I don't really like the idea of how it sounds, and like, I love normal people is my thing. But I was just left after reading this just like, it's a thinker. I think it really gets you thinking, and the things that Sally Rooney talks about are just super duper interesting, and I loved this book so much, and I would recommend this to anyone who enjoys like normal people or enjoys contemporary fiction. Like, Sally Rooney just is the one, and I'm so glad that I read this book, and I will think about this for the rest of my life. 5 star, best book I've read this year, but that is very, very close to Normal People as well. If it wasn't this, it would be Normal People, basically. The next one was best sequel, but we know me, girly pops. I'm awful at, what's it called? Series. I'm awful at them. I don't think I've ever got further than like the 3rd book in a series. So I had to really like delve through my mind about the, you know, books that I have got to the 2nd book of, and I think I'd have to pick Daisy Hates, part of the Magnolia Park series. I don't actually know what it's called, but by Jessica Hastings. I just really enjoyed it, and I love Daisy Hates' character. I do actually kind of like debate whether I prefer Magnolia Parks or Daisy Hates, but I think it's Daisy Hates, even though I'm reading The Long Way Home, and I kind of like Magnolia Parks in it, and I'm halfway through, so let's hope she doesn't do anything to change my mind. But yeah, I think that's probably the best sequel. I also did really enjoy Keeping 13, but I did prefer Joey and Eva's books. So is sequel like the 2nd one, or does it mean like afterwards, or am I just being stupid? a nutshell. The next one is a new release that you want to read but haven't read yet, and my one is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, because I've read her short story Worst Wingman Ever, and I really enjoyed her style of writing, and I was like, because I wanted a taster of what her writing was before I brought any of her books, but like when I was reading it I was like, oh, this is really cute, and I enjoy her writing. Like, it was really easy to read. It was a short story. I read it in like, what, half an hour. So I do really want to read Just for Summer, because I've been seeing all these reviews on how like lovely it is, and that it's more than just like a cheesy romance. Like, it makes you feel things and it makes you also think. So that's that one. And also I'd like to read the new Ali Hazelwood book, but I have not read any of Ali Hazelwood's stuff, so we'll see. My most anticipated release this year. Can we all guess what it's going to be? Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. When I found out this was being released yet, I like said to my girlfriend, oh my god, new Sally Rooney book, get in my basket now. I'm just so excited. I really like the sound of the story, and obviously we love Sally Rooney. I've only got one more book of hers to read, which is Conversations with Friends, so I'm so excited. I love the cover for Intermezzo. I'm just literally, as soon as that's released, yet I'm running to my local Waterstones and I'm putting that in my basket, and I'm actually going to read it in the store. I'm not, but I'm going to read it as soon as I get home. I'm going to make sure I have nothing else to read, and that's going to be my book that I'm reading. I'm so excited. I'm so jealous of everyone getting their little packages with it in early, because I'm like, I want to read it early. Let me read it early, please. Anyway, next one is biggest disappointment of the year, and I have two for this. Don't hate me, guys, okay? So the first one is Butcher and Blackbird. I only got 6% of the way in, and just, it made me uncomfortable. I was like, yeah, I don't mind a spicy scene. I'm fine with that. But it was just repetitiveness of the fact she was wearing no bra, and just like her mouth, like he mentions her mouth hollowed, and I was just like, I don't know, like, and it's nothing to do with the gore. I didn't even get to any part of that, because my favourite horror film, or my favourite film, is Saw. I love Saw and I love Scream. I love all those type of films, and I thought, this is going to be perfect. It's going to be like a little serial killer lover vibe, but if anything, it's just made me, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. It was cringing me out like instantly, and maybe just the writing style isn't for me. I've had a few people say, oh no, carry on, it gets good, but at this moment in time I don't want to carry on, and I thought I would really love it, but it was just a bit, it wasn't it for me. And the next one is unfortunately Flawless by Elsie Silver. So I wanted to get into this cowboy romance genre, and I got about 50% of the way in, and I really loved, what was her name? Summer, was it? I think that's her name, the main character. I really liked her character, but it just wasn't like developing quick enough for me, and I like a story that keeps me enticed the whole time, whereas I just felt like it wasn't really going anywhere, and I'm sure like if I read a bit more it would have. But right now it just wasn't on my genre, and I was a bit disappointed, because I was like, I want to be part of the cowboy romance, you know, lovers club, but fortunately I wasn't. But I've also heard that it gets better as the series goes on. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the second or third one where it's like everyone is obsessed with Cade, is it? Tell me if I'm right. But yeah, so those two were my biggest disappointments, and yeah, let me know what you guys thought of those books. Biggest surprise of the year. So my biggest surprise of the year was Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. So I thought this was just going to be like a cringy romance where I wouldn't even be able to finish. I'd be like, okay, that's enough for me, put that away. But it just kept me enticed, and I loved both the characters. They both had like a soft spot in my heart. There was a couple parts, which I'm not going to say because it's a spoiler, there was a couple parts which I was a bit like, don't know if I really like that, but also I kind of understood why it happened. If you've read the book, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. But I just loved it. It was such like a lovely book, and it got me in my feels, and oh, it was just brilliant. Fave new author. So this one was a bit tricky for me because I'm a picky reader, so sometimes I read one book and then I love it, but then I read that other book and I'm like, what is this? Like, for example, I love Mia Sheridan writing Archer's Voice, but I read another one which was called Most of All of You, I'm pretty sure, and I had to listen to that audiobook on like 3 times speed because it took a lot for me to get through it. But I loved Archer's Voice, so I think it's totally dependent, but I do like Mia Sheridan's writing. I think it was just a story in Most of All of You which just didn't sit with me right. And then I also really like Frida McFadden, but I've read quite a lot of her books throughout the year, so I don't really know if that's like a one-off, do you get what I mean? But I like Frida McFadden's book, but once again there's a couple where I'm like, oh, but I guess not every author can be, you know, their best work, other than Sally Rooney. Love you, Sally Rooney. But yeah, and I can't really think of any other like authors that pop up at the top of my mind, so those are the ones so far. My new favourite book character. So my favourite characters that I can think of are Aoife from Saving Six. I loved everything about her. She just reminds me of sunshine. That's what she reminds me of, and I just really liked her character, and I think about her a lot. And then my other favourite characters are Connell and Marianne. I just love them. Like, I don't know what it is, maybe I slightly relate to them, which some people are like, you should not be relating to them, but it's quite nice to have like characters with flaws that you relate to, so you don't, I don't know, it's nice. So Aoife, Connell and Marianne, it's the Irish characters, you know, they just have a place in my heart. The next one is book that made you cry, and I've only had one book that made me cry this whole entire year. I do not cry easily at a book. I think one of my videos I'm going to do reading books till I cry, because your girl just can't cry at books. Like, it has to be really either emotional or really happy to make me cry, and the only book that has ever made me cry is Archer's Voice. I don't know what it was. I think it was towards the end. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. Towards the end I was just like and then that just, you know, it set me off a little bit, but it wasn't like a big cry. Like, no book has made me have a big cry, but it was like I shed a couple tears, so that was a pretty sad book. And then the last one is Most Beautiful Book. This one's a bit random and I haven't really seen it in anyone else's videos, but I love this book cover. Like, I haven't even read the book yet, but I love this book cover so much. I think it's so pretty, probably because my favourite colour is pink, but I think it's so pretty and I just absolutely love it. Hate Mail. How pretty is that pink? And I love the look of the like female main character, and just, it's just so cute. I love it so much. It makes me want to read it like immediately, but I am in the middle of a book. But I think this might have to be my next one because I love it so much. I love pink covers. Like, any book with a pink cover, put it in my basket and put it on my shelf. And this was only £3 at the works. So cute. So that video was a lot shorter than I expected, but my answers were quite simple. Like, as a like book influencer, it's so stupid, as a book like influencer, like someone who talks about books, I feel like I haven't read enough books, and like I was umming and ahhing about doing this because I was like, well, I've only read like 20 books this year, whereas I look at all these other people and they've read, you know, like 50 to 100 books, and I'm like, oh my god, like, how can I talk about books when I'm not even really reading fast enough to be able to give you these big long reviews and talks about it. But then I also thought, I always tell people that like doesn't matter how many books you read, like, you're still a reader, you still have the right to talk about books. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it because I want to give you guys my opinion. And you know, there is 125 people on here who clearly like my opinion, clearly like my videos, so I thought, why not? I think I'm a book or two behind in my Goodreads goal, but the book I'm reading right now, I'm halfway through, and then I think I'm going to go on to Hate Mail, which is quite a small book. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's a bit of a short one, but maybe you can watch it on your route to work, you can watch it just before you go to sleep, just watch it whenever really, but it's nice and short, and I just thought I'd give you a little mid-year update. Please let me know any other videos you want to see from me, and I'll try my best to get to them. And yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you soon. Bye.